thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to be learning around direct mail and postcards. So the focus of the class then is, what can we do within Command for what we call direct mailing? Meaning our ability to be able to send things to our clients, whether it's a just listed, a just sold, or a coming soon postcard. So I'll teach you, those are pre-made for you and easy to use. I'm also going to spend some time showing you how to create your own postcard. So I'm actually about to update my postcard because I've made one for Florida. And now that I'm going to Phoenix, Arizona, I think it's time to make a Phoenix, Arizona version of that card. So I'm going to be, we'll see how my design works for that. Yet I've already made a postcard, so my goal is to take it and update it and then be able to send it something there. So I may not be ready for that yet, but that's the intention along the way. So we'll teach you how to make your own postcard to send it out if you want. So the first thing we want to do for this postcard part of it is actually we're going to make a postcard first. So we're going to go to designs so that we can actually create our own marketing postcard if you want to. So as I was sharing, Command already has built into it its own templates that will work for a listing, coming soon, and just sold. That layout's already made for you, and when you need to do that kind of thing, it's very simple, and we'll go and teach you how to do that in a bit. Yet, you might want to make your own version of a postcard. Maybe it's about a neighborhood update, or maybe about stats or something different. So I will teach you how you guys can actually create your own design. So if you haven't been in designs, now Monday, we're going to spend a lot more time on designs. So the 2 p.m. Eastern time class on this Monday is how to create all kinds of marketing stuff, from postcards to flyers, social media graphics. Yet I will start showing you a little piece of it today related to the postcards. So if you're in designs and you come to the plus sign in the lower right-hand corner, you will get some options here. And we're gonna do a print one to access print materials. This will be designs for flyers, postcards, door hangers, anything that's a printed material or media will be available under the print. Next week, we'll teach you social also has things for graphics and designs that you can make for Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all the social media channels. So we're going to choose print if you want to follow along with me, and we're going to go to the next button. Now this is going to take us to our design system. So if any of you have ever used a system called Canva, it's a lot like that. So Canva, simply put, is an online Photoshop that's inexpensive. Most of the pieces are free, and we wanted that experience as a realtor, and KW has delivered that for us. So you'll see here when I'm in designs under templates, it gives me some options. So for the app, I have the option for jumbo postcards, flyers, large postcards, and then standard postcards. So this would be marketing materials I can make if I want to do a postcard about my app. Now, these are just some examples of one, so we might make one of those here in a moment. I'll show you though some other cards you can make as well. So if we went to listings, maybe I want to promote a new listing. While there are listing templates, maybe I want to jazz up that listing a little bit differently. So I'm going to come to the standard postcards under for sale. And these are printed postcards that we can make and design and then put that out there with our own printing company in-house called RealMailers. And RealMailers will take the design that I make and then be able to actually have the card printed out for me at a low cost, and they'll even do the mailing for me. So it's literally a create it, send it to a company, and then they're gonna do everything for you. Print it, stamp it, and mail it out. So I love the ease of that. And if you've never done a mailing piece before, typically in real estate, a direct mail piece might take anywhere from 12 to 13 months to generate results. Now, most postcard companies require you to send about 200 cards minimum to be able to have this work. The good news is RealMailers will let you do as little as 1 card or 5 cards or 10. So you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars a month to do postcards on a 12-month drip. You can actually do that inexpensively, and that's why I'm excited to show this part for you. Now, these are some of the ones here. They've also got some postcard options if you're going to do open houses. Won't work well for postcards unless your open house is like a couple weeks out, because the turnaround for mailing the postcard system is about 4 to 6 business days. So most likely you're not going to use the postcard for open house, but you would use it for like just listed, just sold, under contract, things like that. So there's tons of different designs here, but I think the one I'll do today is to promote the app. So these are the ones they have for the app. Now there's big cards. So the jumbo postcards, I believe, are like a 9x11 or something ridiculously large. There's large postcards, but I like the inexpensive standard postcard, which is like a 4x6 card. And it will have a front and a back, and I get to design it. So looking at these designs, I think the one that I want to do today, I kind of like these ones down here. So I'm going to, actually it doesn't matter which one I pick because I can redo the design any way I want. I'm going to stick with this one. Now, when you edit it, again, Monday, we're going to teach you how everything to do in the designs, but let's change some of this. Gotcha, Linan. I'm not sure if they do Canada mailings. We can test it out. So when I show you today, you can see if that's available. I do know they for sure go to the US. You also can learn if you guys want to go and explore what it does. RealMailers is a real company. You can go online and learn about them. So maybe that would give you your answer on do they do anything. It says anywhere in the US. So it might be a US based only. But this is the company we're using called RealMailers. So you can go to the website and discover a little bit about that as well. So I'm going to take this design now. I'm going to change out some of the photos. So, oh, I'm in the wrong account, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to come into some company photos of images. And these are lifestyle images. So we have the right to use these photos. So I've got like a lifestyle at home. I think if people want to move, they like lifestyle shots. So looking at these, I'm thinking, I like the people on the front porch, but I think I like this one. So I'm going to click and drag this photo over. So you see here, what I'm doing is basically putting a family picture there that come over as clip art. So this is images that you're allowed to use. You can also upload your own images if you want. Looking at this now, it doesn't quite center them, but good news, I can move this all around. So if I move this up, there we go. So I can change the layout of this app. So I like plan your next move without moving an inch, introducing the new app. I'm basically lifting all this stuff up a little bit higher. I want this picture to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to stretch that up a little bit more, move this. Now, if I wanted to change the coloring of any kind, I can actually click here, come to this color. I actually use a lot of teals. So this is Alan's account, but I can create my own, which is 00789B is the code for my color. 789B, hit apply, and I can switch it to a blue. I'm good with the KW there. What locals are saying, walkable, close to trains, dog friendly. I've got a picture of a family here. And I want that to be maybe the front of my postcard. So you can actually come in and change this if you want. If you want to do this as a picture of your own photos, or if you wanted to add any other stock images, you can actually add them here, bring stuff over, and you can easily switch out a photo if you want to change it to a different photo. So I like the fact that I can customize this. So I'm good with the front of this. And then you'll notice at the bottom, it has my page 2. So here's the back of the card. Now I'm technically in the wrong account. So for this example, I'm going to add my own image real quick. So I will upload an image from the computer and I have my newest photo. So I will do the square. And I'm basically going to switch out Lisa's information for me. So while that photo is loading, I can at least put my name. So I can say Jay Cermak, Realtor. I'm going to change out the logo as well. So I want to switch this logo out for a logo that I have. Now this has all 3, that's all right. And I will take this logo. Put that in the corner. I'm part of 3 offices, so that's why you're seeing this look like that. Actually, I'll upload the regular logo. Okay, so moving into my photos here, my library. I lost my pictures. Well, the whole concept is you change out your photo for yours. There we go. So I click here, switch it out for my photo. This is not my logo, so I will delete that logo. You would update your information, put whatever message you want. So I can say, hi, I like using the term like neighbor. Neighbor. Drag this out. Download my app here. Now I have my own vanity URL, so I will just say it is app.jteamglobal.com and put in a personalized message, which is real estate 2.0 is here. You can now get neighborhood information directly from our home search app, thanks to our partnership with, which is Nextdoor. You can also collaborate with your family and friends to view homes together. Built-in savings with Keller Covered, saving you up to 30% on home insurance. And save thousands with Keller Mortgage. Whether you refinance or buy a new home. Start exploring what it's like to experience real estate. The future. Okay, sorry, just trying to think on the fly what I was gonna write there. So that's what I'm gonna write on this. I'm gonna move the links up. I'm good with the colors, but actually I can change the color here, and I'm gonna now use the colors I've added. So what I like about this is it's basically a canvas. You can write whatever you want. Now, Marina was asking, how do you know if you're posting where they won't do it? So this template is already built to be sure. So this square over here, I'll draw the shape so you get an idea. What they're gonna do for the post office is they're gonna put a label in this section right here. So you don't want anything to go right there. The rest of it though is open. So typically you want something here up at the top, you want something here on the left, some information, and this is okay. So everything on the left is fine, and everything at the top is fine. And then this is the only section that the post office are gonna put anything. So I like that this is already built for me, and that one's done. And just to finish this out, I'll go ahead and put my real number, 954-372-0188. My email address, which is info@jteamglobal.com. Oh, I hate the spacing on that. So let us get rid of this. I think it's for, yeah, I hate when it does that thing. So I will, there we go. Perfect. So I've got my name, my picture, my information, everything that I want. I'm going to move this up a little bit higher. If you already have an agent, each office independently owned and operated, and the back of the card is done. So the front of the card is going to be photos of people living, plan your next move without moving an inch, introducing our new app, and then the back of it is going to be the information here. Oh, Jerry was asking, so I actually made that myself. So app.jteamglobal.com is what we call a vanity URL. So I programmed my website to go to that link instead of giving this link here on my app. So if you go to YouTube, you can actually find that video on YouTube. If you just look up Jay Cermak vanity URL, and I teach you how to do that with GoDaddy and Google on how to forward so that the address looks better on print. So thank you for asking about that. That's something that I do because I think it's easier to say. So app.jteamglobal.com just forwards it over to my link. So it looks better on postcards. Perfect. So I have the back of my card and the front of my card done. I've got the colors the way I want, although, oops, I didn't put my logo. So I've got to add that really quick. I will go get my office logo. So my office logo is here, 7-Eleven. There we go. And then I will pop in that logo here in the corner and put it right there above me over to the right. Perfect. Okay, so now I have my card made front and the back. So the next thing we want to do is save this. So I'm going to hit File and save it to the computer. Now this is the trick part. You're going to download it as 2 pieces. So when I come to download here, and by the way, I have a video on just doing this part where you guys can actually follow that on YouTube as well. But if I come to download here, I'm going to want to download as a PDF. And I'm going to want to do that with the publishing settings of use manual bleed. What that does is it means it'll print edge to edge. So if I don't check that box, it'll give me error messages. And I used to do the high quality print. However, lately I keep getting an error message that my image is too big. So I'm just going to do the standard web quality for this example. And then I'm going to click start download for this. Oops, nope, I messed up. Same thing, I forgot a step. So I'm going to let that finish downloading. I'm going to download, but I want to download page 1 and page 2. So I'll try it with the 2 sides. I believe it can do that. But in my personal experience, I've come here and said download page 1 of 1 first, and then page 2 of 2. There you go. 1 of 1, start download. So that'll be the front of my card. Takes a second. You want it as a PDF for this to work well with the printing company. And then I'm going to download it again with the back of my card. So it'll be page 2 of 2. Start download. Perfect. So now I've got a design that I'm ready to use. And now we're ready for the postcard system. So I wanted to spend a few moments making the card first. If you like the design of this, if you like the text, I'm happy to share that with everybody today. So what I will do is highlight all of this and I'll put it in a note so I remember to send it to you guys today. So I will make a note here, postcards, email the agents. I'll say hi neighbor, download my app here. That way you have the text if you want to use that as an example to make your own. Perfect. So I'm going to click on the done button and save those changes. So now I've got my postcard and I'm ready to create my own mailer for the first time. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the one we just made, and then I'll go in and show you how to make a postcard for your listing. So we're going to come to campaigns. Now we were here earlier this week, yesterday, when we did the Facebook ads. Yet if you're in campaigns, you will see there's an option for direct mail. This is where you can actually do mailing. And so far I have done about $25, I guess $50 now total in postcards. And I've done that 2 months in a row. So I sent 50 cards, and then notice one of them says 1 and 1 because I mailed the card to myself. I wanted to see that at my home address. So there's a couple ways that you can add people into the system and send the card to them. So I'm going to create a new campaign. And when we create a new campaign, we're going to say direct mail. Now, what do you want to call this? So similar to when we were teaching Facebook yesterday, it wants to know what's the name of the campaign and then what is your goal outcome out of this postcard. So for this example, I'm going to say KDBU app. And in this case, I just want people to know what we call brand awareness. I want them to know about the J team. So this is brand awareness. If it was a listing for a postcard, I could be looking for buyers. I could be attracting more listings, just advertising my listing, attracting talent. And then if I use default templates, that's going to pick in a listing one. But we're going to use custom right now because we just made a postcard. And I'm going to use the custom template. So I'm going to say set up campaign, and this is going to open it up where it says, okay, great. What's the front of your card? And then what's the back of your card? So I'm going to try to download here. We just did it in my downloads. So this version has the front and the back together. So I'll go ahead and try that version to see if it works, if I can use that one. So here it is uploading it. So there will be the front of the postcard, and then there'll be an option for the back of the card. Now, see what I don't like is it's showing both of them there. So to be on the safe side, I'm going to do one at a time. So I will do the first, which is the front of the card. There it goes. And then I'll do the back of the postcard. And that is that one there. So I have now made my own postcard and I'm uploading it there. So there's the back of the card and there is the front of the card. I'm going to click on continue. And now it's on to the next steps, which is what's your market center information. Now I already put a logo on this design, so I don't have to put in the DBA logo, doing business as. But I will put in the market center information. So I'll say Keller Williams, Realty Professionals. I will put in our address, Federal Highway, Suite 101, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 333, oops, select it, and then 33308, perfect. Now it's gonna verify with the Postal Service, which is the correct address. So it wants it to be this address, I'm okay with that, so we will confirm it. Perfect. And then it's going to say my targeting. Now, if I target my database, you can do this. You can actually go get your contacts. Here's the trick. The contact has to have said, here's the mailing address. So to show you that, I will go really quick into command and pull up a contact and show you how you do this. So if you haven't done the tagging of their neighborhood and information, so let me search for myself. Oops, spell my name right. Okay, so here's my contact card. When I edit the contact, it's gonna ask me under additional information about additional contact info. Here is the address, and this is the button that's required. So most of you maybe put in an address and didn't check that box yet that's the same as mailing address. If you don't check this box, then you will not be able to send postcards to your database. I like the fact that I can do that. So if I search for myself, I will find that I have an address in the system. Here it is. Notice the address shows up. If I check this box, then I will send myself this postcard. So I will add it to my campaign. So I'm now going to send them the front of my card, the back of my card, and I'm just sending it to myself. So if you want to target your database, this is the way to do that. However, what I like to do is target my neighbors. So I'll use my address as an example. You can look at my address all you want. I'm moving, so it won't matter. But if I put in the Florida location, save here, and it's gonna just tell me who do I wanna target, which location. The budget, notice it does start with, I said one card. I can go up to 200 or more, but notice 200 cards would cost me $118. What I like to do is spend about $30. So if I did 45 cards, save there, for $26.55, I can send 45 of them. And don't worry about this, you'll be able to select more people when we get to the next screen. If I route it to 50, I can do that for $29.50. So about 50 cards for 30 bucks, which is better than having to do 200 cards. And if I hit preview on the right-hand side, this is what the back of my, or front of my card is gonna look like, and then that's what the back of the card is gonna look like. So this will be ready to go, front, back. So I'm gonna click configure targeting. Are you sure you wanna create this campaign? Yes. So the targeting part is pretty cool. This is where you get to the RealMailers portion of the system, and it's gonna give you their database of contacts that live in an area. Now, it will look at all property types. You can narrow down by single family or just multifamily homes. I'm in an area that has multifamily. So maybe I'm targeting multifamily people. Here's my ability to target those or single family homes. And what I like is if you don't want this location, you can just change it to something else. So what I'm gonna do is move this map up because this is another neighborhood across the street from me. So I wanna target specifically this area. So I'm gonna come here to the right where it's got a tool called a polygon targeting, and we're gonna target everybody who lives around me, but I'm gonna target this exact shape. Now the shape's gonna tell me if I targeted everybody here right now, there's 107 people. Notice now my budget would be $63, but don't fret, leave that circle here, and then in the comments, here's the best option, years sold. When did they last sell this home? So I'm actually gonna go back 7 years, and there we go, 42 bucks, 72 homes meet my criteria in this area. And if I wanna go back a little bit farther and say, how about instead of 10 years. $34. That's more within my budget I was gonna spend. So 59 people I can message in here, and if you hover your mouse over it, it'll tell you who it is and when they sold for. So this home sold on the 1991. This home here sold in 1971, so they've lived in their home a very long time. This one last sold in 2002, 2003. You literally can start seeing who is it. And by the way, if you don't want one of these people to get it, like maybe, oh, this house is already for sale, I'm gonna remove that from my list. Just hit remove. You can actually exclude people if you want, which I like. Okay, so I've got the one that I want. I've got my shape. I'm gonna say single family homes only. Last year sold was 2012 or older. And then I'm gonna click the next button. So I basically now created my postcard, which we did in designs. I now have a front and a back that's previewing here. And if I were to do this right now, 58 cards would go out for $34.22, and I would mail it to my neighbors who've been in their home, more in this case than 8 years. And here's the warning about it. You'll get same-day processing if you submit your order before 3 p.m. It's before 3 p.m., so this will probably be a good day that if I did it right now, it'll go out today. What it does is it goes to a fulfillment center nearby. The post office, once completed, they're gonna drop off the postcards for me. And then the estimated delivery date is anywhere from about 4 to 6 business days. So once you've ordered it, it will actually go out. So there it is. So you were asking, Marina, what does it look like with the preview in that card? That's where the stamp's gonna go. That's where it puts the address for Keller Williams. There's the stamp, here's the information. Here's my card design. So notice it fits this perfectly. The front of my card, the back of my card. I can view a larger preview if I want, which will take me to the PDF version of it. So it's gonna go edge to edge, print like this for me. And if I was ready to go, I just click here to make a payment and give them my credit card information, which they already have on file. Now, I'm not gonna do that right now because I'm not ready to send it to this neighborhood. But if I wanted to, I can make that payment right here. If you're not ready yet, this will be your ability to go back to the direct mail here. Yes, people are asking if they'll be able to actually view some of this stuff later. So yes, you guys will be able to record this. It'll be recorded. And well, we're gonna do that again, Monique. So don't worry, I'm gonna go through another version of doing the postcard. I was just showing you if you made your own version, how to do it. So we're gonna do another version here. Actually, Lynn, you would do it through there because RealMailers does that as part of the design. So you have to put the address here. This box comes from RealMailers. So even if I put it on the postcard, it's still gonna ask for it right here. It's required. So I've just learned to just put in my information, my logo, my stuff, and then it will automatically put that in here. Awesome, so now let's do another card, this time for a listing. And instead of me making a design myself, we're gonna use the ones that are pre-made for us. So I'm gonna just click Create New Campaign again. We're gonna come into the direct mail. Let's say it is for 123 Main Street, or I'll just say just listed, just as an example. And my goal is either to advertise the listing, get more listings, which would be attracting listings, or I could do it as attracting buyers for that listing. But I'm gonna say advertise the listing. How would you like to create the campaign? We're gonna do the default templates provided, meaning no design needed. It's gonna automatically pull the data for you. So we're gonna go ahead and set up that campaign. Now it's gonna automatically pop up this window to look for your listing. You've seen this before when we've done Facebook ads. You've seen this before when we've done other design stuff. Now, sometimes when it says your listings, this list may be blank. That's okay, don't panic. If you click on only my listing and choose all listings, it'll pull up every listing in the entire company. And if you do it by listing agent name, so let's say it was John O'Flaherty, one of my top agents, I can actually pull up his listing specifically. And maybe it is this home right here that I want to do the postcard for. Now, when you're in here, you'll notice now that it's got the listing details, guess what? It populated this information from the MLS for me, which I love. And on the right-hand side here, you're going to see the ability to actually see some samples of this. So right here on the right-hand side, you're going to see I can do a 4x6 card. which is a compact card, and it's 59 cents first class. So what's the difference between standard and first class? First class has to be delivered. Standard is kind of that bulk rating, and bulk rating doesn't guarantee a delivery. If you've ever gotten a postcard before and seen that postage already included in that pre-made stamp, if it's like that, the postal worker does not actually have to deliver it. It's not required. But if it's first class, they have to deliver it, if that makes sense. So that one, I'm okay with that being 59 cents for first class, because like I showed you, I'm only sending 20 to 30 cards. I could do a 6x9 version of the card, which is slightly larger, and that one can cost anywhere from 79 cents to 99 cents. I could do a larger card, which is a 6x11. And here, now you can't change the colors on these. So the small card is gonna have a red banner on the front. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see this better. So these are what the layouts are gonna look like. The card is gonna be red. Let's see if it's got a preview. Nope. It'll have basically the picture of the home and then a banner with KW, some information about the home. It'll have another version, which is just the picture and a little text box. This one has a white text box on the left and a picture on the right. And then the biggest card, 6x11, has this one, which is the photo and then a banner at the bottom. So I tend to go with this one. I've had a couple of them printed in my house. They look good, and I'm gonna choose that one. Now on the left-hand side, look, it already pulled in the details. So here is the listing address of the home. Here's the listing price. I can choose listing status like just listed, just sold, or coming soon. If you leave it empty, that's okay as well. But this postcard is designed to have an address on it. So I will just say, how about just listed? Now, it didn't put the number of bedrooms here, but fortunately, John wrote it out for me. So I know it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath property. And I can click save here as we go. So if I preview it so far, here's what you're gonna see. The front of the card puts the address and the details, and then the back of the card. So as we start filling things in, it's gonna keep creating the card for us. Now I'm gonna come back to listing details and see if it'll allow me to put a comma. No, I hate that. Okay. Won't let me put a comma in the price, but that's okay. So 850,000. Listing photo. Now here's the trick. It shows the photos from the MLS, yet your MLS may shrink the photo down. So I'm gonna choose this picture here, and exactly what I thought would happen. My low resolution, the picture's not high quality. So while it did pull up the listing stuff, I recommend that you use your own photo and upload it manually with a high quality image, because the postcard needs a high quality image, and it's not KW doing this, by the way. Your MLS takes your big photo and shrinks it down to a smaller size for the internet. So they do that automatically. And since I need to put a picture here for this to work, I'm gonna upload a replace with my own image, and hopefully I've got something that will work. Let's see if one of these works, just to put an image here. Nope, still low resolution. All right, so let's upload a larger picture. How about what we just did? Nope. Nope. Let's see if this one's large enough. There we go, that picture's large enough. So ideally you get your own listing photo. So in this case for postcards, you want the high quality image on your computer. You just need one image. I don't need all the photos from the MLS, just one good big picture. I'm gonna save that. So if we preview the card so far, here is the front now. There's the image I was using, which would be the listing of the home. Here's the KW logo automatically on here, just listed, and then the address and number of bedrooms and baths. So that was that section. Now we're in the Market Center part. So I can upload the DBA logo. So I'll go ahead and go to my logos and get that, which will be this logo here. There we go. And then I'm going to put in the information. So profesh is what comes from the MLS, the nulls. And then I put in the address, Federal Highway, Suite STE 101. Select from the drop down 33308. Verify the address and then confirm. Perfect. So if I preview this right now, here is the front, here is the back of the card, That logo didn't work. I got to get a square of it. So that's okay. I will come back to the logo. Market Center logo. I have a square version. So let me upload and replace. Where do I have it? Let's see. FTL 360. Okay, so I've got my information, save that, and then this is just like before. Who's your targeting? I'm gonna do local target. What's your budget? I'll do 50 cards. Save this, and then I go to configure. Are you sure you want to create this postcard? Yes. And it's piecing it together for me and taking me to the RealMailers system again. Now, I've already done this before, so I'm going to come back to my neighborhood. Now, this is going by the address of the home. So if I was going by the address of the home where this is located, that's okay. And then I can target 50 homes, target single family in that area. And then I want to target only people who've been in their home maybe 2012 or longer. So that gives me the 50 cards nearby, or I can draw my own shape. Click the next button, it previews it for me, and just like that, you can create a just listed, just sold, coming soon postcard. It's fairly simple once you get used to doing that. So I know a lot of people have asked me, can you save your own list of people? You could if you do that as a contact and have their address. That would be the better way to do that, so it's the same list. And if you just draw the shape and do the same shape every time, that's pretty easy to do as well. So this is what my card's gonna look like, the front of it, the back of it, the postage and information. Now it put John's information there because I didn't edit the information of my listing. I could have changed that to me and put my picture down there. And if I was ready to go, I click make a payment, give my credit card information, and because it's before 3 p.m., these cards would be ready to be printed today. Go to the post office and should arrive at the homes within 4 to 6 business days or sooner. So it's fairly simple to do these postcards to actually go in. So what I would think about is what card would you want to do? What is your material that you want? And then if you're gonna do a farm area, what would you target specifically? Like, who are the people you wanna go after? Personally, if I'm doing any postcards, my goal most of the time is to target people likely to buy or sell. And that usually means, have you been in your home more than 7 years? Because the average person lives in their home 4 to 7 years, might be 10 years or longer, but those are the people likely to buy or sell. If you just bought a home this year, you're not likely to buy a home next year with me. So that's a way to use this system that I like, and it does all that stuff for you, which is even better. So nice and easy to do those postcards. Here's some that I've done. I'll see if I can actually use this. So what if you want to send the same postcard again? You can actually come here to the right and either preview it, which I'll preview this one. So here's what my postcard looked like, by the way. So this one went out to my neighbors where I said search by neighborhoods. Here's the app link, had a picture of Florida. This is when I was calling myself the J Team Florida. And now that I'm going to Phoenix, it's J Team Global because I can do real estate anywhere. And then this is what the back of my card looked like. So this is a sample of one I sent my neighbors. And if I wanted to send that one again, I could actually come over here and replicate that same audience. Click on this to duplicate the campaign, which is pretty cool. And then what it's gonna do is open it up so that I can then duplicate and customize it. And this would allow me to use the same thing and just change out the images if I wanted to. So I can delete the image from this, delete the back of this. And remember, we just made my new postcard. So I'm gonna go ahead and upload the new one we just did. So that will be the downloads folder. And here is the front of the card. Oops, I don't want both. No. Okay, good. And then the back of the card, which is number 2. I've already put my information in. So see, if you did this once, you don't have to do it a second time. I've already got my targeting, my name and goal, and information's all here because this is already made. click my configure targeting. Are you sure you want to create this? There we go. It's remembering what I had mapped before, so I can say my 50 people, but I'm going to draw a tool instead. Oops. And I'm just going to, actually, I'm just going to remove these 2 people. So let me remove this person. There we go. I click my next button and these are now ready to go. Answering your question about regarding the target option, can you determine primary address? From what I understand, it didn't give me the choice of primary or not. It just goes to the resident, whoever's listed there and their thing. So I think to answer that, I have to study more of what it says here. Target homes closely to your people. It's going to say, I think it just says the word current resident, so it may not actually have their name on it. Yes, Elka, I removed some of the properties because that was technically your neighborhood. So I was targeting Mill Ridge, and 3 of those properties were across the street in Imperial Point. So I was able to click on a name and actually hit the delete button. And here we go. Here would be my front of my card, the back of my card, current resident at that address, and then make a payment, and it would send those cards out. So I've done 3 of them now. Hopefully you're now seeing that it's at least worth trying. If you just want to see what one looks like, my advice, just send yourself 1 card. Like I'll actually come back here real quick. So let me, there isn't a back button. I don't want to do make a payment, back preview. Let's see if I just hit back. Are you sure you want to leave this page? Yes. But you can just send yourself 1 card and then test it out. That's what I've been doing. I sent myself a couple samples. So that way I can look at the sample, see it is. The cards I've gotten look nice. The printing was well. And I've done a few of these versions now and send them to my house. So there's not much else to teach on this part of it. That's really it. And then you have the option to delete it or edit it, duplicate it, archive it. So I can get rid of these and hide them out of my list and start tracking the mailing. There was one thing I didn't show. If I create a new postcard really quick, direct mail again, we'll call this test, use the templates, and I did forget to talk about the QR code really quick. So postcards, you can't track if they got it or not. And if I come back to one of John O'Flaherty's listings, and if I pulled up, see, maybe I do his $1 million listing. Okay, so there's a section here on the right-hand side. Let me see, choose the right postcard. There you go. Once you choose the postcard you want, there's the option here for QR code for tracking. So if you wanted to track this card, you could have them scan for an offer. So I might have them scan for the download my app QR code. Let's see what this looks like. So I will do, this is a 3-1 listing photo. I have to put a photo here. So let me go. I don't think it'll let me click the next button. Nope. All right, upload, replace. We found what worked was this. Okay, save, market center information. I just want to get you to the preview. You guys know how to do this part. So the preview is going to be this on the front, and on the back, that's going to be the QR code. So this will tell them, and I might just say to download my app, scan that code in the upper right-hand corner. So if they hold their phone over it, you can even do this from your computer right now. If you hold your camera on your phone up to that QR code, it's going to open up the app link to my website on my device. So that would allow me to track it, by the way, to say they got this postcard, and now because they scanned the code in, I know that you've actually scanned it. So if you want to be able to actually track it, then move there. For now, Justin, this is just a postcard system. If you want to send things like newsletters and booklets, that would be a different printing company. RealMailers right now just does the design, upload, and target there. There may be time in the future to do something like a magazine, but for now, this is the first company we're using. I know we're going to expand that in the future. Eventually, we'll have more choices in here also. But this does postcards for now. If you want to do a postcard or a mailer or booklet, you can find another company for that currently. And there are those designs in Designs if you want to make that. All right. How do you link your website to that QR code? So in the QR code itself, it's going to ask for a landing page. So the landing page also has in here, where is it? There's the app, new landing page. You can make your own agent site homepage. So if I want to put my website in here, Amy, I would just select agent site homepage. I would come to preview postcard, hold my finger up to this again. So I'm going to do the same camera on my phone. And this time the code goes to my website. So if you want to go to your website, choose that one. Those are already made for you. The agent site homepage would be your website, and download my app would be a code for your app. So not bad to put on here. You can't do that on this kind of tracking on the custom designs, but you can add your own QR code to your own custom designs. But this is cool for tracking. So that was the one extra piece I forgot to show you. So make sure I covered that. So that is the materials for this class. To understand how to do the postcards, you've gotten a couple examples of things to make. We've got our design here. If you want to like any of this, I'm going to send it to you guys in an email with the recording so that you can then download this version if you like it, copy, paste, do all this stuff here. And how soon can we see this again? Perfect, Monique. I will have the recording up later today. So once we're done, I put it on YouTube. And if you come to my website, jaycermak.com, oops, I have on here the live stream schedule under live streams. So today we just did this class for direct mail postcards. Monday we're doing designs and marketing. Tuesday we're doing Facebook and Twitter. And then Wednesday we're doing the app and websites. And up at the top of this page is for previous live stream recordings. Just click right here. And then here is all of the videos that I've done so far with us. And everything is also on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and go to my page on YouTube, I have hundreds and hundreds of videos and all the breakdowns and stuff here. So that will be something to go there. Jerry, if you're having any issues with yours, that would be dependent on, are you doing a listing postcard or are you doing a custom postcard? Because the listing one, I got an error message because my image was wrong. So if you're getting an invalid file, it's probably your listing, yeah. And then, hey Tim. Okay, so I'm gonna come back to the listing and see, because I got an error message too when I did that. So let me just do listing, advertise listing, set default template, and then choose my listing information here. All listings, it doesn't matter which one I choose. Okay, so if you were trying to get able to configure targeting, notice I get an error message. Please fill in all required fields. I also can get an error message in the listing photo. This is typically where you're gonna get an error message. So your photo may not be high enough quality or too high. So if you have any error messages in any of these that are red, look for the red exclamation mark, Jerry. That's gonna tell you what's wrong. It doesn't like the image or something that you're using, most likely. Awesome, Tim. Thanks for coming back. I'm glad that you're on our Facebook campaign and ads as well. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Because we're done with the training part of it. So now we'll open it up to any Q&A. I've answered a bunch of questions on the go, so hopefully we answered most of them. Does anybody else have a question that they would like to ask? Stop sharing there real quick.
Hey Jay, the only thing, this is Jerry.
Yeah.
I got past everything you explained. I did all that. The picture's good. I had to shrink the description, and it gives me invalid file. Like it's not saving the whole file. So I don't know if it's a command issue or if it's something on my computer.
You saw me do it 3 times, so.
No, I got past all that. I changed the picture. It was the picture error.
So you're past all of this?
Yeah, it saved everything. I see my postcard, but I don't see, it doesn't show where I go to pick my targeting campaign.
So configure targeting is where you're getting error message.
Yeah, that's
so,
where I get my error message.
I don't know. So if that's happening, then I would say email support@kw.com.
Right.
Besides making sure nothing in red still, all this is gone. I don't know why else it could, unless the type of photo you're using is wrong. So,
No, everything is green. All those check marks are green.
okay, so they're all green. You have something selected on the right-hand side?
Yep. KW compact.
So everything's green check mark. That's all there. And then when you hit configure, it says invalid file.
It says, yeah, are you sure you want to create the campaign? I say yes.
I haven't seen that. The only thing I can think of is this is the requirement for the photo, JPEG, or PNG.
Yeah.
So a file typically is that. It may not be the right format. So what format is that picture in?
JPEG.
Okay. That's the only file part of this that would give an error message.
Okay.
So,
Well, I guess I'll have to contact them.
yeah, I would just email support@kw.com and then take a screenshot of your screen showing that. But yeah, we'll get that report up. It was working while I'm doing it, so.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Not quite sure, but yeah, we'll figure it out.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me use one of these, so that opens it there. Perfect. Okay. Anybody else have a question that I can answer?
I have a
Yes.
question. I haven't done this, so I'm gonna try to do it template myself. At the end, after you create the card, the RealMailers.com, it's something it's already in the system, or do I have to get that and then go to their website and mail?
No, it's already built in. So we
Okay.
already have RealMailers built in. You don't actually have to go there. I only went to the website if you want to learn more about it. Nope, it's already built in. All the addresses will already be there for you. Everything that you need. It's got all the data. It's literally everything I just did right now. You have the same access.
Okay, and of course, being the first time, I will have to somehow there about payment is to insert my name and address or also my card number. So because yours was already in, once it's there, it's saved, right?
It does save it, right? So then you don't have to do it the next time. Exactly.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
You got it there. And then I saw Nikki, you were asking about Michael Lewis. Now, Michael Lewis is still going to do stuff. He's still an option. I know they've got postcards. This is just an option as well. I know your market center has Michael Lewis Marketing Suite. They are eventually going to be one of the vendors in Command. They just haven't gotten there yet. So you can still use them if they work. But what I like is the fact that I can just take my listing and go. So I like that fact of it.
And also one other question about the mailing list checkbox. So we have to do that for all of our addresses?
So you want to like upload your own addresses?
Well, all of my database has been entered in. And so, but I don't think that they were marked as mailing addresses. I think they're
Just everything?
yeah.
I'm not 100% sure on that. I know it's not in depth yet because some systems like have like all kinds of special lists and special names. I think this is just a generic, here's an address, let's put a current resident file on it and then send it to the people that live there. Monique asked, where is the schedule for my training? It is jaycermak.com. So I will put that in the link here so you guys can see that. So jaycermak.com and just click on live streams and you'll have my schedule for the week. Perfect. Awesome. And then, yeah, I may have been behind on my wording for this week, Justin. So what I tend to do at the end of the week is send you one email with all 3 recordings of the week, and then I'll put the file in there. So if you didn't get it yet, I will make sure that I for sure send it. It is totally possible that I said I was going to do it and haven't gotten to it yet. But I will get whatever's the wording is, all that stuff there. Oh, that was for my smart plans, yeah. Let me see if I did put that online yet. Hold on. I might have put it on Jay Cermak. Downloads. Okay. So I didn't email it to you guys yet, but if you go to this link, On Monday, we did our Smart Plan class, and I actually have the script from the Smart Plans there. So I uploaded it to downloads on my website. I just didn't email it to you guys just yet. But I will include that today when I'm done. I usually send out one email a week for all 3 classes together, just because it's a little bit easier for time. And then I'll send you all the attachments as well. But if I ever say I'm going to upload something to share with you guys, I usually put it there on downloads. Awesome. Okay. Any other questions that I can answer right now? And Paige has a nice view. I can see the waterways that she's looking at. All right, well, join us on our class next week. So I will get the recording out later today. Again, you can always go on YouTube and jaycermak.com for all this great content, and keep joining us for more exciting training as we go forward. All right,
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one.